All right, welcome back to the Coyote Radio Show and Podcast. We got a great guest, and a friend of mine is back on the show, John Grace. We're going to talk about all things Laurel Cove Music Festival. We're just a few days away from the big event. This is my fourth year attending, and it's every year seems to get better. I just can't say enough good about this event. It's so cool, beautiful part of the state, Eastern Kentucky, outdoor camping and outdoor music. The vibe is just, it's hard to beat. So, there are a few resale tickets left. There's a link in the description if you want to jump on there and check them out. If there's still some there, highly recommend it. Come on down. It's going to be a blast. Also, if you haven't heard of the event and are curious or never been, I did do a video last year, kind of what to expect, running around with the GoPro camera basically, and I talked to vendors and fans and some artists, showed some of the footage on stage, took a hike up the chain rock there, just kind of show you what camp life was like, just the whole atmosphere, so you know what you're getting yourself into. It was a lot of fun. So links in the description as well for that video if you want to check that out. But yeah, thrilled. I love festival season, but I am very selective on what I go to, and this one's up there, one of the best. Speaking of festivals, I do have to say we got Pickin in the Backwoods coming up 2 months from Laurel Cove, basically 2 months from now, in Brown County, Indiana. Another outdoor, beautiful setting in the woods, camping. Very limited access. We are only selling 600, maybe 700 tickets there. And camping's limited. We're already about halfway sold out on camping, and things are looking good. We got like 37 something bands in 2.5 days. We got dance lessons. We're gonna have old time jam tent for people that want to bring your instruments and jam. We got late night fire campsites hosted by individuals playing live music. That's August 7th, 8th, and 9th. The 7th is a pre-picking party, and that's five bands that night alone. That one's going to be fun. We got Low Water Bridge Band headlining that evening. But anyway, lots to see and do this summer. So we hope to see you at both of these events, really. I can't say enough about them. All the links and details are down in the description. One last thing, too, I want to mention before we talk to John is a huge thank you and shout out to our sponsors. We got Duke's Indy, the best honky tonk in the country, hands down. I stand by that. If you're ever through Indianapolis area and want to catch a show, or even if it's midday, you want to drive in there and get some fried chicken or have a cold beer, it's great honky tonk. It's hard to beat. So check out Duke's Indy, and got to give it up to Jam Nation. You talk about shout out to Rob in general. Just loves music. He is a sponsor of both of these festivals and this podcast, and he knows music well, and he's got an ear for it as well. So we're glad to have him on board. I think that pretty much covers everything. Let's go talk to John and see what we're getting ourselves into this weekend. I cannot wait. All right, we got my buddy John Grace back on. We're going to talk about Laurel Cove Music Festival. What's going on, man?
How's it going, brother? Man, going good. Starting to
Yeah,
get to the home stretch, trying to get everything, getting everything ready. Now is the time where you just kind of start, yeah, I mean, you start stressing a little bit, trying to figure out what you forgot.
yeah,
But yeah, man, just making sure, trying to make sure that we didn't leave anything major out. So,
yeah,
but doing good.
yeah. Just a few days away, and I can't wait to get in the car and head down. The wife and I were camping. Got to set up with another couple, and I don't know if you met Austin Hamilton, great
Yeah.
artist. He's going to camp
Hmm.
with us too,
Yeah.
so we're
Good
looking
dude,
forward
man.
to it. Um, yeah, man. The reason I had you on, obviously, a lot of folks are hearing about this. It's getting quite the attention on social media and beyond. Really, word of mouth traveling just gets better and better every year. Like I was telling you, it seems like.
Yeah.
But the main reason I wanted to talk to you is what might be different this year. Obviously, we have another day added.
Yeah,
That's probably the big thing.
that's the big one, and that's just a byproduct of folks asking for it. One of the things that we try to do every year is right after Laurel Cove because we know it's never. I mean, I appreciate all the folks giving us a lot of kind words and stuff like that, but it's always one of those things where we're really cognizant of trying to get better. I mean, we have the luxury and are really blessed to be able to focus on like little things and quality control stuff at this point.
Yeah,
So, since we don't have to focus on the things that every other event that I've ever done has to focus on, like ticket sales and sponsors and all that stuff, where we get to focus on like little stuff. So it's one of those things that, like I said, having 3 days is the big thing. But yeah, focusing on stuff like that. I don't know if you can hear my dogs too much in the background or one of them chasing a deer, I think. So hopefully it's not too loud. But yeah,
no,
man, it's going good. Like I said, it's just one of those things that we try to make sure that we've got the major stuff covered and then try to kind of fine tune. I mean, there's a few little things that we added from, like the green room has got some extra touches for the artist. Because that's one of the things we try to really do is make sure uh that not only the fans enjoy it, but the artists too. So it's one of those things that we try to fine tune it as much as we can. But yeah, extra days, and then little subtle things here and there. It's going to be by and large the same because I'm a big believer in when something is going well that you don't change it for the sake of changing it.
yeah,
We're trying to just add little things here and there as we go. But the main thing, like you said, is adding the extra day.
yeah. Uh, Pulling over this up on the side here. I gotta take a quick peek at this lineup again, man. What a killer lineup.
Thank you, dude.
Uh, I always said it to everyone. I know you mainly are the one that's in charge of picking the artist to play. Of course, you have a team behind you that, their input is key as well. But
Yeah.
dude, yeah, obviously great taste in music.
I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, that's another thing going back to the fans. I mean, that's the other thing we ask. We ask fans what we can improve on the festival aspect of it. And we also ask people, who they want to see. And you'll see that by and large, there's a ton of those bands that are on this year, and just like last year, that we just handpick from the comment section. You have a band like Smilo and the Ghost who I would nobody down our way, including myself, had ever heard of. And then last year they somehow pick up on our Facebook post, and a bunch of their people requested them, and then I listened to them, and I'm like, holy crap, these guys are pretty good,
Yeah,
and things like that. But yeah, it's a good lineup. Last year's one of those. It's kind of a tough deal because I think every festival, throughout its run, depending on how long it goes, you'll have 1 or 2 years that always stand out. And I feel like last year was kind of that year for us. So it's not really like trying to top it, although you do feel a little bit of pressure, like, you can't just suck it up now, So you gotta have a little bit of continuity. So we tried, and I think there's a lot of bands on this lineup um that that I think have a lot of potential, and I'm really proud of how it turned out.
yeah. Um, like I said, I got it pulled up here on the side. I'm really excited to see. Well, there's so many actually, honestly, but Cassius Culpepper,
Yeah,
I'm really digging his stuff, man.
dude, he's a superstar. He's a
Yep,
bona fide superstar. Would not shock me to see him at the very top of this lineup next year if if things go the way I think they will for him. I think that he's one that, you know, and he might be. I mean, I think that it's just one of those things like they got to have their moment. That's like, even like Caitlin Butts, like the way she's blown up, even in the past 3 or 4 weeks, has been kind of crazy because
yeah,
it's weird now how like TikTok kind of takes or something like that. I'll just take something and just like, put it on a rocket ship overnight. So, um, but yeah, there's a lot of them like the drop tines. Nolene Hoffman, she's coming back with a full band. Evan Honer he's a monster, dude. Like live,
I
he's
haven't
not to
seen
be
Ev.
messed with.
I'm good friends with one of his good buddies, Liam St. John, which I'm
Yeah,
throwing it in there, the name out there for. There's my request for next year at Laurel Cove. He's great live, man. He puts on a great
awesome.
show. But
Yeah, Evan's different, but he's really good, man.
yeah, no, I like it. There's actually quite a few. I go to a lot of shows and concerts, festivals, and there's actually quite a few on the lineup that I haven't seen yet. I know of their music, but I haven't personally seen them live yet. So
Yeah. The
I'm
Creekers are another one. Obviously we've had
freakers.
bands like, yeah, they're out of Leslie County. They're starting they actually just today made the bluegrass top 50 album. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. I bet
they
they're
made the
thrilled.
bluegrass charts.
Um, yeah, that's great. You mentioned the drop times. They're going to be here this Saturday in Indianapolis at Duke's. They're playing Saturday.
Nice,
Uh,
man. Go see them if you can.
oh yeah.
Those guys are legit. Like they are really, really good.
Rich Henderson's opening up. And, Rich is such a great dude.
Oh he's playing Wednesday down here at the pre-show.
Yeah. Then, man, there's a lot of people. It's funny how, like, being where I'm from in central Indiana, Indianapolis, the crossroads of America, if you will.
hmm
Um, a lot of these guys it's funny, they make their pit stop, play the show here, and then head down to your festival down there in Eastern Kentucky. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, that's we're kind of it's weird because we route okay in most instances. I mean, we're not super close to anything, but we're not super far away from anything either. So,
yeah,
um, and plus, there's stuff like CMA Fest going on. So I mean, not a lot of the bands that we book are on an event like that, but some of them are. So things like that kind of route in your favor. I think like there's a few bands that are playing it, and then but yeah, it's interesting how you have to work routing into things. But
yeah,
yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about Ian Noah, obviously too. I mean, that's one of the guys that is one of my favorite all time artists. He's been uh he's kind of had some time off, and now he's kind of making his return with a full band, and really excited about it, dude.
yeah. Me too. I'm really pumped to see him. And it's just the whole lineup's stacked. You know,
Tori
obviously,
Forsyth.
huh?
That's one more. And I'll shut up after that because I'll sit here and name everybody. Tori
Yeah.
Forsyth out of Australia.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's really good too.
Uh, I've been following her ever since through Jam Nation, talking
hmm
with Rob, and they make great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
They got
Rob's got his ear to the ground on things when it comes to stuff like that. So anything in Australia, and he's one of our main sponsor. He is our main sponsor, and he asked me about Tori, but we have a kind of a thing. It's kind of an unspoken rule that like I always take things into consideration, but I never make like even with Rob, who is financially invested quite a bit with us. But it wasn't just like, oh, you can just throw me anybody and I'll book them. Like I'll listen.
oh
I told
yeah.
him I was like, I'll listen to her, I'll check her out, and I swear she's my wife's favorite artist. We've actually got her coming to my house this Sunday, opening for Drayton Farley down at the cabin. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, so
I'll be
but
with Drayton tomorrow.
really nice,
Yeah, I'm
perfect,
gonna do a little interview with him. He's opening for Dwight Yoakam downtown Indianapolis, so I
sweet.
was
I'm
chatting
so
with him.
glad he's getting some good stuff going, man. He deserves it.
Yeah, yeah. Hell of an artist, man. What else I mean, let's say things like vending wise, anything different? We got new vendors coming in that you might know of, or food might a mix up there or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, we've got a few, and I won't start to name stuff because I'll get something wrong. But my buddy Chris Lowe is over vendors, and that's one of the things we're going to start announcing this week. We're about to start um, tonight. Even we've been focused on some other projects, like we've got a project we've had that we're trying to partner with Frakes Fire Department and Augusta Distillery to do a single barrel bottle of bourbon. And so we've been trying to get that, but we've also, like vendors. I know there's going to be there'll be a lot of the same ones, but we do have some new ones too. We're going to make a few tweaks to the vending, how the vending is set up. Or Low is not me, but just how it flows, just to make it more, have some continuity to it. How he's setting it up to where it kind of, you can, like, it feels like I think he's setting up some vendors and some people along the trail going down from the main stage to the creekside stage, so there's not like gaps, I guess. So like
Yeah.
setup wise, there's some stuff like that that's going to be a little bit modified. But man, I'll take a chance or a second here just to brag on, like, Chris, and all my crew, man. I've got, and this, doing your thing as well, is like, you've got to have a really good crew to make something like this go. And we keep everything, like I said, pretty much the same, if it works. And vending has gone really, really well. So we're, make a few little tweaks here and there. But by and large, it'll be whatever was good last year, we hope to have back, and whatever sucked, we hope to change. So long and short of it.
I guess that makes sense.
We'll do
Dude,
our best at it anyway.
this will be my fourth year in a row attending. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. Last year was great because and I noticed in your time schedule as well, there's a little bit more time in the beginning of the day to get things going. You know, some people, especially if you went to the late night set and partied a little too hard, maybe it's a
Yeah.
little rough getting up too early for the music and
Yeah.
um, or whatever. And previous years, I always wanted to hike the mountain and hit the chain rock.
Yep.
And I squeezed it in last year for the sake of making the video that we put out there.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, if anyone hasn't been to Laurel Cove or is kind of wondering what it might look like or what it's kind of how it's set up, um, just look at Coyote Radio Show on YouTube. There's a whole video about it.
Yeah, you
So
made a great video on it.
it
And
was a
that was
lot of
just
fun,
what,
really.
yeah, and
I
just
just
what you said, that was the whole purpose of doing 3 days. It was two things. Number one, obviously with my job, in tourism, is trying to showcase the things that Bell County has, to where, okay, say for instance, just from a non-music, live music perspective, say you're coming down from Indiana and you're going down to Myrtle Beach. Like, me and my wife are heading down to the beach tomorrow, actually. So that's why I was mowing grass. But say you're heading down and you get to do Chain Rock this year, or you get to see a piece of something that you didn't get to see. That would make you, the goal is hopefully to make people more likely to be like, man, let's stay one night down there on the way down. Or you might even say, hey, let's just take a long weekend to go down to Pineville. We have shows in Pineville or Middlesboro a lot, man. There's usually always something, whether it's in like a little live venue like Ike's in Middlesboro, or the Levitt series, or the Bell Theater. And hopefully, giving those people time. We went to Healing Appalachia in 23, and that was one of the things I really liked, what Charlie and his crew did up there. They started it really late in the day, so I had time to go fly fish and catch a crap ton of big fish and enjoy, like, all the things that Lewisburg and Ron Corvette and all the surrounding areas had to offer. And then the other part of that is also getting to add some time, like, to bookend a little bit of a buffer on each set, so people, one of the things people, and this is what I love about our fans, are like, we don't want to miss a single song. So now
yeah
they have, even if we got to add 5 or 10 minutes in between the main stage set and a creekside set, now there's that 5 or 10 minute gap to where people can, have a little time to walk down there and hopefully not miss any of the music.
yeah yeah. It's a battle, man. Obviously we've talked. I'm doing the Pickin in the Backwoods, and that's something I've struggled with because me being such a music lover, I don't want to miss a single song either.
Yeah.
But knowing that the type of music we're having is such a variety, as
Hmm.
far as like Americana to a bluegrass to whatever, a blues artist, even
Hmm.
straight blues.
Yep.
It's like, okay, somebody that's playing blues might, in the bluegrass world, might not like that at all. So I don't
Uh,
want to keep someone bored too. So I got like a little bit of crossover.
yeah.
It's a push and pull. It just depends who you are. But uh, this the more and more I think about that kind of stuff, I think it's the right thing to do is buy the artist and give them all the attention that they possibly can to showcase their art,
Yeah.
um, regardless if someone there that paid money to be there, if they like it or not.
Yeah.
They made the
100%.
choice to come. So
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about Laurel Cove is we're really blessed to have, especially like outdoor wise. I mean, there's a lot of things within either a walking distance or a 4 or 5 minute drive, whether it's the Cumberland Gap National Park or there's a great place. I was talking to Kobe Acuff the other day when he was here about I'm trying to get him there a day early because he likes to fly fish, and there's a good little fly fishing stream right beside the venue. There's a 18-hole golf course that's beautiful. There's places to kayak. There's obviously like hiking. Laurel Cove is great because it's got all these hiking trails that lead right down into it. So, you might get bored. Say there is one set that you're like, well, I can miss that. And you might just take off up the hiking trail and go hike for an hour or two.
yeah,
And now that we've got, I remember the first year we did this in the cove, like it was so screwed up because I was trying to do like 15-minute changeovers. And I was just like, there's no time. Like bands weren't even have time to line check. They were just plugging and going. So now we've got like some, between 40 minutes and an hour between main stage sets. So, there might be a break where you like, oh, well, I'll just, drive down. I highly recommend one thing. I've not said this on any other podcast or any radio interview whatsoever, but I want to mention it here. If people get a chance, they need to go into downtown Pineville and check out the renovations that Pineville has done. They have done a renovation on their courthouse square where they've added a ton of new parking, but they've also like buried all power lines, and it's just like aesthetically, it's just amazing what they've done. The courthouse looks all around the courthouse looks fantastic, and there's all kinds of really great places to eat, whether it's pizza like sauced or there's Mexican, there's all kind of Leon steak and subs, all those little places like that you can go and get something to eat. So if you get a chance, I highly recommend going to check out downtown Pineville, whether it's the night of Wednesday. For the kickoff party, or in the morning, and you can go down to Gym City Cakes and get you a donut and a cup of coffee or something, before everything kicks off. So
yeah, man, I wish I didn't have a job.
yeah,
I would
well,
just come
but
down there. I'd start Monday and just head down there and do some mess around until the Wednesday pre-deal. Oh man.
that's the goal is try to get people down here as long as we can.
I'm
I mean,
gonna catch
that's
a Bell Theater show at one point. I am
yeah,
gonna do
dude.
that.
Those are fun. Those, and I would also highly recommend you getting to come down and check out a show here at the house. We do shows here at that's where I'm at right now. You can't really see. Well, there's my pond out there, but that's my neighbor Tracy. But I've got a cabin over that way down by the creek, and we do 3 shows a year down there. Well, actually two. We're doing 3 this year, but we've got Drayton this Sunday, Tony Bradshaw August 15th, and Cassius Culpepper September 26th. So if you ever get a chance to come one of those, man, you ought to check those out. Those are my favorite shows more than Laurel Cove or anything we do. Those are the best ones that
Yeah.
I enjoy the most.
How many people usually show up to those? It's more.
About 100. That's we cap it at 100, and they
Yep.
sell out. We got like a little private Facebook group, and they sell out pretty instantly. I think Drayton and Pony both have like 5 or 6 tickets left, but I only sell to people I know because it being here at the house and all. But man, those are we've had some really cool shows there. We've had Charles Godwin played the first one. We've had John R. Miller and Wobbs and Nick Jamerson and Cole Cheney and Nolan's played it before. Nolan actually opened up for Nick Jamerson. And you know, and real excited about, like I said, getting to do a couple of those this year. We didn't do any last year. I got upset. Well, I didn't get upset. I got kind of bummed out. We were trying to get Pony Bradshaw last year because he's like my favorite artist,
Yeah.
and we couldn't get it due to scheduling. So I was just like, well, we'll just postpone it for a year. So now we're doing three instead of two. My wife agreed to two, but she allowed us three this year, just
You had
because
to
we
make up for the last year.
exactly. I said it could have been. I could have asked for four. I felt like three was a pretty good compromise.
Yeah,
So
you know, and things like that are better in odd numbers, like three, five.
yeah, it'd be a fun time. But yeah, you ought to come check it out if you get a chance to.
Yeah, I've seen photos and clips and stuff online. It looks like a blast. And honestly, that's to me, that's the best way to experience music,
100%.
hands down. Um, yeah, across the board. That's where you want to be.
Those are my favorite shows, like those really small, intimate, uh, where the folks and the artists, like there's just a really solid connection. I remember, I think I was talking to, or it was Nick Jamerson that whenever he played it a year or two ago, the people who come are like super attentive and respectful and quiet, and they were so quiet that he was worried like they were not having fun. He's like, are y'all having fun? And everybody's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, I was just checking because y'all are locked in right now. So
Yeah,
just the best crowd, man. It's kind of, it resembles Laurel Cove but just on a very micro scale. So yeah, got lucky and have some really good folks that come to those things. And Laurel Cove too, man. Like, with Wyatt last year, getting to have that moment. And then the other side of the spectrum with Red Clay Strays, that shows like that's what makes our festival, I think, special. Everything else, the venue and the bands, obviously, and things like that. But man, the people that come, like I got into a disagreement with a lady about, she's like, why don't you open it up to more people? And I was just like, I like our fan base. Like our fans are the absolute best. They know when to be attentive and be quiet. They know when to raise hell. Like they're concert fans. Like they know etiquette. And
yeah,
that can't be that's worth its weight in gold for a festival person, man. For me anyway. I mean, like you can sell it out, but if you're selling it out and you have a bunch of people out there just being just obnoxious drunks and, just
yeah,
not enjoying, not appreciating
yeah.
it.
Why spend the money on a ticket? Go home and do that, or go
Exactly.
to a random bar. You know,
Exactly. So it means a lot.
yeah. Uh, you still have tickets left? I know we sold out instantly, but then there was some resale stuff that popped up.
Yeah, so there are some resale tickets. And that was one of the things that's different this year too. We got a new ticket uh uh distribution system. But there are some resale tickets for basically right at face value through curtain call. And I think there's some like you just go to Laurel Cove Music Festival. You click the ticket link, and then as soon as you click the ticket link, it'll say something. I think it says uh, secondary market, and you click that, and you'll be able to get. I think there was, I think a dozen or so yesterday. So it's sold out. It is sold out, but there are a few resale tickets that
Yeah.
are available. So
Anyone listening, I'll put the direct link in the description here on the video, so you can track it down. Assuming, by the time this airs, they're still there. I don't know. We'll find out.
yeah, they come and go really quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
It,
and that's the thing, and that's kind of the cool thing too, is like you never know when a couple will pop up, and then they get gone really quick, and then five or six more pop up, and because that I think having there's a lot of festivals that don't have the ability to do resale, so. I'm glad that we have the capacity to do it. It's not perfect, and that's no slot I mean Kurt Call or anybody else. I'm just saying it's a new thing for all of us, and we're trying to kind of wade through it and figure it out. But just to be able to have the ability to do it, because like I said, I'm a festival goer too, and most of the time you buy a ticket and then that's the ticket. You don't have an option. So uh, the fact that we do have the resale capability is really nice.
yeah. Very nice. Man. Is there anything else you want to throw in there before we jump off, man?
Man, just I appreciate everybody. It's been one of these things that um took us by surprise. Honestly, don't have really the words to come up with to describe how humbled we are by everybody's support. I mean, even like the bourbon stuff today. Um, we're trying to do that through Frakes Fire Department. I want to plug that a little bit. If you're a bourbon fan like I am,
Oh yeah.
we're trying to do a project with Augusta Distillery for a single barrel bourbon. The link is on our Facebook page. Right now, we're at about three-quarters of the way to having it's almost like a crowdfunder. Like we're trying to get enough pre-sales out to make this happen. But I mean, just the level of support from everything from the vinyl record, which we're going to try to do again this year. Like anything that we put out, and I told my crew today, I was like, I worry sometimes about us like oversaturating our fans. Like I don't want to ever feel like this is a money grab or anything like that. But most of the things we do, we try to help. Um, somebody like Frakes Fire Department or the Bell County Animal Shelter or Rojo. We try to pay it forward. We got a raffle we're going to do this year with some really cool prizes in it to try to raise money for tornado relief. So, I mean,
Yeah.
our fans are just the best, man. They just support and support and support. They buy merch. They're like, I wouldn't trade our festival fan base for anything. And just want to say thanks to them. And yeah, excited to get this thing rolling, man. Hopefully, we'll knock on wood and pray for good weather and get this
Yeah.
thing rolling, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Sipping with Cleve at the Cove. I got it pulled up over here.
Yeah, I
The
will say
bottle
this.
design is cool, first of
Yeah,
all.
Kelly did that. So we all went to Augusta Distillery, like five of us, and we did a barrel tasting or a barrel picking, which we actually, I don't even remember the terminology. It looked like a big metal pipe, and you dipped it into bourbon, and we tried different barrels, and all of us picked the same exact barrel. And one guy texted me, he's like, "Man, he's like, I want to do it, but he's like, I don't. It's really high proof. It's like 118 proof almost." And I told him I was like, the craziest thing was that was the smoothest barrel. Like it was a blind taste test. We didn't know when we were tasting each one like what proof they were or anything like
Yeah.
that. And all six of us said that barrel number one is the one we want. And it was the smoothest one out of all three. It was just really high proof. But I will say that
Yeah.
the we're trying to help Frakes Fire Department and to try to get these sold. One of the things we're doing is if you are a bourbon fan or you know somebody that hey, you don't have to pick it up at Laurel Cove, we can ship it. But if you get one of those bottles, you automatically get moved to the front of the line for Laurel Cove tickets next year. We're trying to do that to help out Frakes Fire Department and get these things to make this project happen. So, some people are like, "How do I guarantee I can get a ticket next year?" Well, I mean, I know the bottle is kind of expensive, but all single barrel bourbon is.
Well,
Um,
yeah, this is an eight. I'm looking at the details here. It's an 8 year Kentucky bourbon, 117.4 proof. Yeah, limited edition, 140 of them.
140, yeah,
I'll
140
put the
bottles.
link there as well too in the description for anyone listening.
Awesome.
If you want to jump in on this.
Awesome. And hopefully we can meet the quota and everything goes through. But yeah, again, just thanks to our fans. Thanks to you all. All the media that's always helped us over the years because we don't advertise. This is all word of mouth, and we get support from people like yourself. I had an interview earlier with Matt Wickstrom, and got to talk to my buddy Lance the other day. So
Yeah,
just
listen to
getting,
the one with Lance.
yeah,
Shout out to
so just
Lance.
getting, yeah, man, yeah, that's my dude. But yeah, just getting to do stuff like that because we don't advertise a lot. So this is all done by word of mouth. So I appreciate you all, and again, appreciate all the people who come and attend every year. Means a lot.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Great seeing you and great chatting with you. I'll see you soon.
Likewise,
I know you'll
likewise,
be
man.
busy running around. Yell at me if you need help with anything. Just let me
Ah,
know. Um,
don't say that. I'll do it.
hey, I mean, I'll I'll jump in. I mean,
I know
I
you
think
will,
what you
man.
guys are
That's
doing down there, your whole crew, since I've known them now, this will be your, like I said, the fourth year coming. Everybody's just so great, easy to get along with. Everyone's happy to be there. So it just comes together like that, man, and it's great to see. Um, so
Gratitude, man. We're full of it, and I appreciate it, dude. It means a lot. So
yeah. Anyone out there listening, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff for us, and share this podcast with a friend of yours. And hey, you know what? Talk them into coming. Maybe next year if you can't make this year.
for
So,
sure.
all right, buddy. I'll see you soon.
Yes, yes, sir, man. Have a great evening.